The Nuggets on a road game in Phoenix. Can they get a win and extend their winning streak? Let's find out. You're watching CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. Let's get it. How's it going, everyone, and welcome. I'm CS Chandler, here for another take of Nuggets basketball. So the Nuggets were in Phoenix tonight, taking on the Phoenix Suns for the third time of the season. The last time that we'll see them in Phoenix, unless they face them in the playoffs. So right off, the worries set in with the Nuggets because we've seen Michael Porter Jr. get hot from beyond the arc and just go on a really good winning streak of his own with a lot of great minutes, three back-to-back games of 30-plus points. And tonight, he was actually ruled out with an injury of a hamstring. We know how difficult those hamstrings can be. So this is definitely reason for concern. Hope that it's just a minor thing and that he will be back on Monday. But he was not playing tonight, which was really, to be honest, worrisome. But the hope that was tonight was that Jamal Murray was playing. And boy, did he play. He had an amazing game. Aaron Gordon played. He played hard. Still worried about his calf issue because it doesn't look like his legs are still there yet. But everything else seemed to be in good hopes for him. He had the most amount of rebounds tonight. So where you're not doing it well with sinking buckets, they're finding ways to add to the game. So starting lineup for tonight was Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, Christian Braun, Julian Strawther once again, and Nikola Jokić. They were wearing their white jerseys, Phoenix with their purple jerseys. And the final score, Nuggets got a win, 122-105. Let's go, Nuggets. We're going on a streak. We're going streaking. 6-game winning streak, longest winning streak of the season for the Nuggets. Let's go. Amazing win. Despite the fact that the Phoenix are in the play-in right now, borderline out of the play-in, not even in a contending for the playoffs right now. Despite that, they had a really hard-fought win last night against Utah that went into overtime. So they were already tired because they were on their second game of a back-to-back. And just luckily, the Nuggets got a win tonight. I think a little bit of it was the fact that Bradley Beal wasn't playing because if you remember the game on Christmas Day when they did get the win, a lot of that was because of Bradley Beal. I'm not even really, worried whenever we play the Suns for Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant doesn't really seem to go on a hot streak with the Nuggets, so I'm not really too worried about him. There are times where he can get hot and everything, but he wasn't even playing tonight. Bradley Beal wasn't even playing tonight. Grayson Allen wasn't even playing tonight. So, we had a little bit of a breakthrough there, or, some luck, given the fact that we were also down key players. Peyton Watson is still out. He'll probably be out for the rest of the month, which is fine because we only have 2 more games before a break. And then by the time we come back, then there'll be I think 4 games left, maybe even less than for the rest of this month. And then he'll be back. Brody, same thing. He's ruled to be out until the 20th. That means that he's only missing 2 more games and then he'll be back. Start the first game out of that break, which is against the Charlotte Hornets. So with all that said, it was still a very hard fought win, well-deserved win for the Nuggets. Let's go, Nuggets. Let's now break into this game. Let's break it down. So what happened? First quarter, the Nuggets controlled the tip, but the second game in a row, or should I say for the second game in a row, The play was halted due to yet another game clock issue. What is up with these game clock issues? This is the second game in a row. I know it happens, but for the Nuggets to have 2 back-to-back games, and it wasn't even 2 back-to-back games in Denver, because then you could say something was wrong with the Denver clocks. No, this was 2 separate locations having game clock issues with the Nuggets as soon as they get the tip, too. Because if you remember last game, Nuggets got the tip, immediately clock issue. Now the same thing happened here. But after this one, right out of the outside bounds inbounding, Jamal wasted no time and drained a 3 for the first bucket of the game. Nuggets then jumped out early with an 8-point lead after another 3 from Murray, but the Suns answered with a 3 of their own to cut the lead to 5. Murray stayed hot, though, sinking his third consecutive 3. He was on a heater tonight. Blue Arrow came out full swinging. It was amazing to see, but Phoenix, however, did respond several times with a barrage of triples of their own. And if we know anything about the Nuggets and contending threes, we know that they don't. And they didn't. And that was definitely very apparent in this game. It almost feels like they're allergic to contesting threes. They just don't do it. And it is the most infuriating thing as a Nuggets fan, just to see them standing watching guys throw up threes. Like, we luck out sometimes with them not making the threes, but most time than not, the other teams really make the Nuggets pay for it. It's just really it's kind of comical a little bit now. Like, you kind of have to laugh it off. It's just, that's our biggest Achilles heel right now, is just Nuggets cannot defend against threes. So that is one concern against teams like going against the Grizzlies, even the OKC, who has a not a great offense. They are definitely a great defensive team, but their offense isn't great. Yet I guarantee you, when we face them in next month, right? When we face them next month in our back-to-back games against them, they are going to be draining threes constantly, and we were going to be standing in mud, not even wanting to contest against those threes. It's not going to be fun to watch, I guarantee, but hopefully they get those ugly wins there. However, tonight, we're talking about tonight, not next month. Yeah, that's still a long ways down the road. So tonight, they hit a barrage of triples, knocking down three threes in a row. The last 3 coming with a foul from Murray. What has Coach Malone, I would point out specifically Coach Malone, has said several times, I have said several times, do not foul jump shooters. And what do the Nuggets do? Murray especially, what did he do? He fouled a jump shooter. Not just any jump shooter, but mind you, Devin Booker. He fouls Devin Booker at the 3-point line. Who makes it, gets the 4-point play, ties the game. Just stupid plays. Like, if you can, please, Nuggets, just contest the 3 without fouling, that would be great. Like, if they make it, okay, fine. At least you contested it and you didn't foul. That's what we want. It's this constant fouling jump shooters, or deciding not even to contest the 3. Like, that's the most infuriating part about it. But, however, after this, Trey Jones actually then drilled another 3 to give the Nuggets the Suns, I should say, give the Suns their first lead of the game, and luckily their only lead of the game. That would be their first and last lead of the game, because the Nuggets ruled the paint or the scoreboard the rest of the game stretch down, forcing Coach Malone to call a timeout. Out of this break, this is very key, Julian Strawther immediately ties it back up with a 3 of his own. Julian Strawther, if you remember last game, had a horrible, horrible game. And he took that game and he broke it down himself and he said, I need to do better. what did he do this game? He was better. He was phenomenal tonight. 18 points, a great way to battle back from a horrible game. You show up as a starter the second time in your career and you knock down 18. That's what this is about. Second chances. I love the second chance redemption that the Nuggets continue to show. So Denver regains control, going on an 11-2 run to push their lead to 9. Forcing Phoenix to burn a timeout. The Suns close the quarter strong with an 8-0 run, but the Nuggets still take the first 37-32. Second quarter. The Suns open the second quarter with a turnover, but the Nuggets fail to capitalize, missing their first shot. Bol, who just apparently loves to play the Nuggets, a former Nugget himself, loves to take it back at his former team, and he always averages at least 11 points tonight, and he definitely went, I think, even more than 11 points tonight. He takes advantage, throws down a dunk for the first points of the second quarter. The Nuggets hold steady, though, maintaining their lead until Jokić checks back in at the 6:29 mark. It's always nice to see the non-Jokić minutes not going completely to waste. Like, they at least maintained a relatively, I think they even got a bigger lead too at this point. So that's awesome to see. And immediately Jokić had impact with a sky hook. Like, I really love just to see him cook the other teams. It's just so fun to watch him play. He follows it up with a crafty fake out and a layup. The Jokić fake outs, there should be just a compilation of Jokić fakeouts. They're the funnest thing to watch. Like, I love his sky hooks. I love his step back threes, but it's his fakeouts that are just so fun to watch because he just gets everyone every single time. It's amazing. It's truly just a generational player right there. And MVP, should I say, to get the Nuggets first to 50. Jokić stays aggressive, scoring another layup to push the Nuggets' lead to double digits. Both teams end the quarter trading threes, but the Suns can't close the gap as the Nuggets win the second quarter 26-3. So it was a very close quarter. However, the Nuggets still got a win there, got their lead up a little bit more, going into the half on top 63-55. Third quarter. The Suns open the third quarter with 3 offensive rebounds before Devin Booker finally sinks a step-back jumper for the first bucket of the half. Jokić quickly responds with a dunk from the Nuggets' first points. Later on, Aaron Gordon, though, he took a nasty hit from Royce O'Neal, and it was right across I think it was like the bridge of his nose and the eye. Right on like the forearm of Royce O'Neal. He totally smashed him while Aaron Gordon was trying to drive to the rim. Refs didn't call it. Aaron Gordon got super heated, so much so that he actually got teed up for yelling at the ref. Luckily, the Nuggets did not let this affect them. They actually used it as fuel and extended their lead to 12. Jokić secured a double-double and moves on into triple-double watch after grabbing his own rebound from a blocked layup from Bol. Jalen Pickett then catches fire with drilling back-to-back threes. Man, I have to say, I am loving me some Jalen Pickett time and some Zeke Naji time right now. At the beginning of the season, I would not have said that. It was like hands over the eyes every time they came on, like just bite something and pray. But now they have changed the narrative. They've flipped the script, and they have been very impactful and amazing to watch. It's just phenomenal to watch these two grow and become better players. And I hope that continues. During the break, they should be practicing every single day. Don't get comfortable with a break here. They have to stay nimble and just hit the ground running when they come out of the break. But while Zeke Naji, he grabs a steal, and out of the fast break, there's one thing here that I will critique Zeke Naji for, that he needs to get better on. I know as a young player trying to make a name for himself, it's very easy to want to score the basket for yourself and impress the bench and the staff and the coaches and everything. but this was a key play where I feel like fails. He gets the steal, and he's on the fast break, heading to the rim. Christian Braun is on the other side of the defenders in perfect position for a lob. And instead of lobbing it to Christian, Zeke goes full steam towards the bucket and gets fouled, doesn't get the bucket, but he does get the foul shots, which is fine. But it's just that fact that he could have easily have, rather than playing with fire and risking another turnover, or maybe he doesn't make the free throws. Obviously, he didn't make the initial bucket. Like, lob it up for Christian Braun so that he can dunk it down. That still, to me, shows maturity in playing, and that's where Zignaji needs to grow as a player. So he opted for that instead. Needs to get better. However, the Nuggets still win the third, 35-26. Fourth quarter, Jokić wouldn't play. So the 25th triple-double for Jokić fans, we're going to have to hold on to that. Hopefully we'll see it on Monday against Portland, but we didn't see it tonight. He had a soundboard double-double with, I think it was 26, 11, and 9. So the Nuggets then opened up the fourth quarter because of this, no Jokić. But things got off to a rough start as Trey Alexander is called for traveling. And I know he is really trying hard to show that he can play with the big dogs and everything, but he has not been playing well. But we want to give him more chances. You learn from chances on the floor right now, and right now he is just not doing well. I was kind of hoping that they would just keep Strother out there at this point and have him tally up more points, because he needs to also get more comfortable and learn more. Keep him, Zeke Naji, both out there, Jalen Pickett, because things got rocky in the fourth. So he starts it off with the travel. Zeke Naji, however, grabs the defensive rebound and kicks it over to Jamal Murray, who capitalizes with a 3 for the first points of the quarter, also pushing the Nuggets up to 20, their lead up to 20, and then also getting the Nuggets first to 100. Later on, Bol camps in the defensive paint for like a full 5 seconds or more, and yet doesn't get whistled for a defensive 3. It reminded me of the Spurs game where Victor Wembanyama also camped in the paint and didn't get called for it. I don't know what it is about these tall, gangly players who just are invisible to the defensive 3 whistle. But Bol 100% camped in the paint. I'm sure he brought some wiener dogs and some marshmallows to roast and everything while he was waiting there for the rebound, because he was staying there. And then he would always, since he's so tall, all he has to do is just put his hand up to block a shot. Luckily, that did bite him in the butt a little bit later on. He actually got called for goaltending, but the defensive paint, man, I mean, come on, refs. He's standing right there for a long time. I even counted. It was at least 5 seconds that he was in there. However, let's move on. Kind of just shows just the favoritism. That's what I just want to say. Christian Braun responds by drilling a 3 to extend the Nuggets' lead to 23 at this point. And then the highlight of the quarter comes with a perfect lob to Zeke for a powerful jam. That was awesome to watch. And then it just went downhill from here. So at this point, Nuggets call timeout. They swap out the rest of the players for the reserves. And the reserves, for their second game in a row, cannot show good minutes. They struggle, allowing the Suns to erase the 23-point cushion. At least we still won by double digits. However, it wasn't 23, which would have been nice. Always would have been nice, and it would be nice to see them still play good basketball. It's the worst garbage minutes just watching our G League team play right now on the main stage. Despite the sloppy finish, though, the fourth quarter ends actually in a tie between the two teams. So this is still a decent win, because you want to win every quarter, And at least the fourth quarter was a tie. We didn't lose the fourth quarter. We didn't win it, but we didn't lose it. So this was kind of more trending in the area of winning all 4 quarters, which is a great win. So the Nuggets then, again, they close out the game with a win. Final score, 122-105. Let's go, Nuggets. We're going streaking. Woo! 6 games, buddy. Let's go. We're going to go into stats right after this. As a cinematographer, photographer, and now a podcaster, I do believe lighting is everything. And if you're serious about creating dynamic content, you need to check out Nanlite. They're all about precision and control. Whether it's soft, natural lighting or vibrant colors, Nanlite gives you full flexibility to set the mood for any scene. From compact LEDs to powerful softboxes, Nanlite has light solutions that fit every setup. It's ideal for photographers, like myself, videographers, like myself, and creators who want to pro-grade quality right out on their fingertips. With Nanlite, you're lighting like a pro every time. And we're back. All right, so stats here. We have Christian Braun played 37 minutes, 18 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists, 1 block, 6 for 13 from field, 1 for 5 from 3, 5 for 6 from free throw, 0 turnovers, 1 personal foul was a plus 19. Aaron Gordon played 24 minutes tonight. He was under his minutes restriction. So 9 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists. You can see where he's lending his skills to right now is more into the rebound section. And then he had 2 for 9 from field, 1 for 2 from 3, 4 for 4 from free throws. The Nuggets actually shot free throws fairly well tonight. They were pretty phenomenal whenever they went to the line. He had 0 turnovers, 0 personal fouls, was a plus 13. Nikola Jokić played 28 minutes tonight. In his 28 minutes, he got 26 points, 11 rebounds, 9 assists, a soundboard double, as they say, 11 to 13 from field, 1 to 2 from 3, 3 for 3 in free throws, 2 turnovers, 4 personal fouls, was a plus 19. Julian Strawther played 38 minutes tonight, the most amount of any Nugget. He had 18 points, 6 rebounds, 1 steal. He was 6 for 15 from field, 4 for 10 from 3, 2 for 2 from free throws, 2 turnovers, 2 personal fouls, was a plus 9. Jamal Murray played 37 minutes, same as Christian Braun, and he had 30 points, 3 rebounds, 5 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 12 for 23 from field, 6 for 9 from 3. Blue Arrow, man, heating up. Let's go. 2 turnovers, 1 personal foul, was a plus 18. And then with the bench, just want to shout out to DeAndre Jordan, DJ there for 16 minutes, and in his 16 minutes got 11 rebounds. Awesome stuff there. Had also an amazing jam. He loves to battle those out and just jam it down as like kind of frustration, just like, okay, here, I'm going to do this to it. And then, yeah, that's pretty much all we need to talk about. I mean, Zeke Naji got 2 steals. That's awesome. Jalen Pickett got a block. He was also 2 for 3 from 3-pointers. Jalen Pickett was. That was awesome. So, and then just real quick, the individuals for that I wanted to highlight with the Suns. So, Devin Booker had 24 points tonight. Bull had 19. He had 19 points. Bull loves to play the Nuggets. Let's just say that. Colin Gillespie saw some minutes tonight. He played 5 minutes, and he had 5 points. He's drained a 3 tonight, which we know as Nuggets Nation that he loves to do. So it's always good. I can't stand the Suns, but I do love me some Colin Gillespie. Wish that they would have extended his contract there, but I know they couldn't afford it. So overall point or stats here, we have 56 rebounds to their 43. We had 28 assists to their 25. We had 5 steals to their 5, so we tied in steals there. We had 4 blocks to their 6, and that's also because of Bull. Bull had 4 blocks tonight, obviously, because he's freaking tall. I think he's like 7'4", something like that. Just super tall. And then we shot 48% from field. They shot 38%. We shot 45% from three. They shot 34%. So with that, when I was saying, so we shot 16 for 35 from three. They shot 17 for 50. So they definitely took more shots at three than we did. And we just lucked out that they just weren't hitting them as good, because I would say probably half, if not more than half of those 50 three-pointers that they put up were uncontested. So all 17 of those were completely uncontested shots that they got off. So that's definitely has to change. We shot 94% from free throws, which is awesome. They shot 80%. We had 9 turnovers. They had 6. So a low turnover game. That's actually fairly good for both teams. But for the Nuggets to only have 9 turnovers, despite the fact that we had the more turnovers out of the two teams, still really nice to see them under double digits. 9 turnovers you can work with. So we also had 13 personal fouls. They had 15. So very productive night for the Nuggets. Awesome win, and we needed it, especially because the Lakers got a win today. So got to stay ahead of them. But we'll get into that with the big takeaways, which we'll do right after this. Hey everyone, let's talk sound quality. Imagine having pro-level audio that's easy to set up, flexible, and sounds incredible. That's the Røde Pod Mic USB. It's got both USB and XLR connections, so whether you're recording solo at home or in a full studio setup, you're covered. And get this, the built-in DSP effects let you adjust the sound with zero lag. You get that deep, smooth broadcast tone right out of the box. It's versatile, powerful, and basically makes your voice sound like pure gold. And we're back. All right, so big takeaways here. My biggest takeaway right now is that Julian Strawther had a much better game tonight. And that's what it is going to take in order for the Nuggets to push ahead and keep the pace that they're going at. We need him to play better. Just be a good playmaker, a good shot taker as the key backup point guard, especially with Brody out with an injury. We need him to stay heated up and knocking down these shots and kind of essentially making the plays. I think right now is relying too much on other players. He needs to lend into the system and not try to foul jump shooters, not try to foul consistently, because right now a lot of the teams know that he's very foul prone, and so they are using that to their advantage, and it is definitely playing for them. He needs to hold off on that, but then also not give in to the hesitation of wanting to shoot. His confidence needs to stay strong. And regardless of if he misses it, just keep on shooting. It's all about that multiple chances, trying to get better, trying to feel the groove of the way of the shooting and everything, the moves. So we need him to be more confident and to have more consistent games like this. At first, I was a little bit worried when MPJ was not playing, but it was great to see Jamal just basically kick ass tonight and get a 30-point game. And the two-man action with him and Jokić, oh man, chef's kiss. Jokić getting another Sombor double-double. There was so many plays between the two of them where it felt like the 2023 Nuggets once again. It was great to see them stay locked in despite being beaten, battered, and bruised and eager for breaks. They are just staying hard and playing hard and winning games. It's just nice to see the Nuggets not giving up. As tired as I know they are not giving up. They're ending this this part of the season strong, heading into this All-Star break. So, and then plus just that double man duo of Jokić and Jamal Murray, which we haven't really got to see a lot of since Brody came on board. That's kind of shifted to more of the Brody Jokić kind of two-man combo. And so it was nice to see that that still exists, that the Jokić Jamal Murray combo still exists. That's awesome. But it's just comforting to watch the games with Jokić playing. Like, yes, there is still unsettling issues that they have. High turnovers, lack of defense against threes. But overall, if Jokić is playing, the chances of the Nuggets winning are still pretty high. And that's just really comforting to see. I know for all of you, if you're like me, whenever there's a game where Jokić is not playing, you get a little bit anxiety, wondering, okay, what's this going to be like? Is this going to be a horrible G League kind of playing for the Nuggets, or is this going to be a well-earned win? I think we only have one non-Jokić game this season, and that was against the Memphis Grizzlies early on. Other than that, we have lost, I think, every single game without Jokić. So he is definitely 100% a valuable player. Some could say, and I think they should say, most valuable player. Stop with the SGA as a valuable player. I mean, points is great, and he definitely gives you points, but he just doesn't contribute the amount to the Thunder that Jokić gives to the Nuggets. That needs to be said more. And I know there's bias and there's probably voter fatigue, but just give it to the man. He deserves it. It's just, he deserves it. So what do we do, or what is this? So what does this win do for the Nuggets? Well, as I said before, this means now they are on a 6-game winning streak. And luckily, the Rockets actually lost today to the Mavericks. The Mavericks won against them, which means that the Houston Rockets are on a losing streak, matching the Nuggets winning streak. So we are both on 6 games. Nuggets are on a 6-game winning streak. Rockets are on a 6-game losing streak. It's wonderful to see. The Lakers are on a 5-game winning streak. So this is not something that we should be taking lightly. Coming out of that break, they are our 2nd game out of the All-Star break that we are facing them in Denver. They need to stay locked in, and I'm sure Luka Doncic is going to be playing in that game. So do not lighten up at all, Nuggets. You need to stay focused, stay locked in towards playoffs. So we are now 34-19. The Lakers are 31-19. Houston is now 32-20. And nipping at their heels is the Minnesota Timberwolves with 30-23. So this is very close. We are a game and a half ahead of the Lakers. And then the Memphis took a loss to the Thunder tonight. So they are now a game and a half ahead of us. So this is very obtainable. We only have 2 games left. So if they lose another game, I believe, and we win another game, we are now only a half a game behind 2nd seed. So this is actually very much more attainable than I thought originally. When we took that loss against the Houston Rockets, I could have sworn that we were no longer getting 2nd seed. And we were just, okay, I'm going to be contending for the 3rd seed. Now it's actually very attainable if the Nuggets stay locked in. And that's a very key. If the Nuggets are wanting to get 2nd seed, they will get 2nd seed. However, it all is dependent on how well they are feeling every single game. And that's going to be a game-to-game kind of situation because right now we are dealing with a lot of health issues. Once again, Brody is out. P-Watt is out. We got some maybe iffy stuff with Michael Porter Jr. We still got some iffy stuff with Aaron Gordon. We got some iffy stuff with Jamal Murray. That are 5 players right now waiting as a game-to-game kind of decision. I actually thought that with Michael Porter Jr. out tonight that we would see Dario Saric, but we didn't see him. He was just sitting on the bench next to Michael Porter Jr., which is weird. That just kind of shows the lack of confidence that Coach Malone has in Dario Saric. And to be honest, it's kind of warranted because he hasn't played well at all. And I kind of suspect that either they're going to trade him at the end of the season or they're going to waive his contract. To be able to get underneath the first apron, because right now I think they're above the first apron. So that's kind of something that I'm keeping an eye on is just what they do with Dario Saric, because I don't think he's going to be a Nugget next season. I'd probably put some money on that if I wanted to. So we are in that third seed still. Now we have a better grapple with it. The last game on, Thursday. On Thursday, we were just a half a game ahead of the Rockets. Now we are a game and a half above the Rockets and the Lakers. And now we are just a game and a half behind Memphis. Things changed very quickly, and they can change very quickly with these last two games. So got to stay locked in, which then leads back to the next games of the season. So the next two games of the season for us are two games against Portland in Denver. They are playing at a high level right now. Actually, they got their first loss. Was that tonight? Let's hold on one second. They did. They lost to the Timberwolves tonight. They weren't even. They were held under 100 points. They lost to the Timberwolves 114-98. So that was their first. Before that, I believe they were on a 6-game or 7-game winning streak. They were very hot. So that's still nothing to sneeze about. Yeah, they got one loss. They're going to be facing us next, and they're going to be wanting a win. And so they're going to be a little bit more hungrier. And like I said before, they are kind of the Rockets from last year, this year. So that I guarantee you they are going to be like those last three, or those seeds 11 and through 13 in the West are going to be battling it out for that play-in. I guarantee Portland is going to possibly go up. They're not going to stay at the 13. I kind of feel like they'll be better. So with that, they need to lock in and finish out these last two games strong. It's on Monday and Wednesday we face the Portland Trail Blazers. Then we have this long stretch of a break for the All-Star break. Again, I will be going live on February 15th from the Chase Center to check out the practice of the games there. So if you have any questions, if you want to see how it's like, just check in and we'll have you covered. That's going to be an early game too, or it starts early. It starts at 10:30 Pacific time, U.S. Pacific time. So if you're, if you're somewhere else in the world or whatever, just know that it's San Francisco time, which is 10:30, and there's not actually an ending time for it. So I'm guessing it's like kind of like a full day thing if I wanted to stay there. So we'll see how I feel and everything. And I'm sure I'm kind of want to stay and take advantage of it as long as I can. So I'll be there for a while. After that, we have the Charlotte Hornets, and then the LA Lakers, and then the Indiana Pacers, who are playing at a decent level right now. They took a loss to the Lakers tonight, but that's nothing to sneeze about either. They are still playing at a high level. They are on the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. This is their first loss after a very extensive win streak, and they're still playing fairly well. So this last part of February is not an easy walk to do. We still got a lot of games ahead of us. After that game against the Indiana Pacers, then we have the Bucks on the 27th, and then the Detroit Pistons, and all three of those games are on the road. And then we head into March, which will be our first game in March is against the Celtics. So we go on a 4-game road trip against some very difficult teams right now in the East, and then we'll ring it back for some home games. But we have 4 games now left in the home games for February, and then we're on the road. So it's nothing to get lazy about and slack off. My biggest worry, I want it noted right now, is that the Nuggets will get rusty after the break. I want to challenge them not to get rusty and to come out of that break feeling like a sunny daisy in May. They need to be springy and show that they are wanting to win this all. This is what I want them to do. So other than that, I'll be back on Monday for the recap of the Trailblazers game. And that's pretty much all I got for this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a like and subscribe. Share it out to your friends and family. And you've been listening to CS 105.1, where I talk about sports with good vibes. We'll check you later.